Do, 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 do. There we go. No frames. Why is he posting in this channel? Like, really, bro? Why would you post in this channel? Alrighty. Boom. Live. Boom. Cool. Cool. Minimize. That looks good. That looks fine. Streaming at 5 a.m. I see. Wait. I mean, what is that? West Coast? Is it fucking Hawaii? 5 a.m. This is 9 o'clock in the morning for me. What are you talking about? What's up, Blue? How you doing? Okay. I don't know how this is all gonna work out. I want to watch this video. Oh yeah, Alaska. Okay. We got to see what's up with the Chrono Odyssey update. Apparently there's a lot of juice in this trailer or in this interview, so that's what I'm here to find out. Let's give it a watch. It's like 20 minutes. Okay, first things first. Is this as good as we can get this? Okay, this monitor can't even process 2K, so this is kind of dumb for me. Let's see. I want to see something good. I want to see some new stuff.
개발 총괄 PD 윤상태라고 합니다.
Right, that's the executive producer.
Hello, my name is Don, and I'm one of the product managers working on Chrono Odyssey.
Hi, Don. Giant guys, vagina face monsters.
저희는
like
크로노
this.
오디세이의 제작을 시작하면서 엔드 컨텐츠뿐만 아니라
dude, I'm gonna have to pause this. I didn't know this was gonna be in Korean. When we began developing Chrono Odyssey, our goal was to make overall progression just as enjoyable as in-game content. Okay, we're spitting right now.
성장 과정 자체가 즐거운 게임을 만들자라는 생각을 하게 되었습니다.
Wait, time out. Do I gotta move? I need to move stuff. Hang on, because you guys can't see. Okay. Let's just move the whole cam group. We're just gonna slide this up to like midway. Boom. Okay. Nothing much. Trying to type out notes from a video. Then going to sleep. Modded a 3DS. Oh, this was pretty easy. Use a USB that allowed me to use a SD card or a micro SD card for storage. Tales of the Abyss. Okay, so that sounds cool. It's been a while. It's been a while since I ever used my 3DS. What? How did it store? Are all the games on little chips? Wait, what is the point of this modification? I think I'm tracking, but I'm also kind of lost. Why do you need the SD and micro SD like storage options? Just out of curiosity. Oh shit. Whoa. We got character creator. Whoa. they're spitballing these pretty fast. How much of this is interview and how? Oh, it's like all interwoven. Okay, so we're gonna be. This is probably all flavor text for Berserker. I'm seeing specializes in the following weapons. Wait, bro, do I need to be taking notes? Oh shit. Wait a minute. We may have to like seriously take notes about this. We got to start pre-planning. This is confusing. Normally I'm on this monitor. Now I'm on this monitor, but I'm operating on okay. I'm going in here. Gaming. I'm going to make a new folder here. Boom, new folder. We'll just call this Chrono Odyssey. I'm so excited for this game. Okay. Let's see. This tab, we'll just rename classes / weapons. All right. Berserker. Weapons. Chain blades. Okay, that sounds sick. Twin axes. Classic. Battle axe. All right. Oh, we're not going to get all. I'm not going to get all of them. I know we're not going to get all of them. I don't know why I'm even writing this down. There's no way they show us all the classes. 40 seconds. We're already excited. I used it to plug the 3DS's SD into my computer and modify the file. Ah, got you. Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Now I've never heard of people jailbreaking a 3DS, but yeah, I guess there's a market for everything out there. It's pretty sick though. Oh, wait, we did get a second class. Go back. Like right here, you can see. Oh, they're not gonna give us all these. These guys are cool. Look at these guys. Giga Chad. Okay, this is probably like our quintessential sword and board knight guy. Meiji. I wonder if these are gender locked as well. That is also a possibility, and that is somewhat disturbing to think about. Because Korean games love to gender lock things, and maybe I don't want to be gender locked. Unless my class is just gender locked to a woman, then fuck it, I'll play a female mage. Okay, I wanted to see this. All right, what else? I imagine all of this stuff is actually already out on the internet. Someone's already done the deep digging. But I want it for my records. Assassin, Asabre, wrist blades. Okay, very Assassin's Creed. And a musket. Interesting. That's an assassin weapon. All right, show me more. Korean character creators always S tier. This is nothing new. What's up with the vitiligo thing?
누군가와 경쟁에서 승리하는 것보다
Rather than focusing solely on competitive aspects, we wanted players to explore seamlessly without any loading.
로딩 없이 방대한 필드를 누비며 때로는 아무 목적 없이 숲을 걷기도
Whether that be wandering in the woods,
때로는
cutting trees,
나무를
fishing, or
베고
teaming up
낚시를
against
하고
powerful
혼자선
monsters.
버거운 몬스터를 친구들과 함께 모여 잡는 그런 MMORPG라서 가질 수
Disagree
있는
of
낭만을
limitless
게임에
adventures
담고
unique to
싶었습니다.
MMOs, and they wanted the same in Chrono Odyssey.
크론 오디세이의 세계는
The world of
단순한
Chrono Odyssey
판타지가
isn't your
아닙니다.
typical fantasy setting.
낯설고 위압적인 그리고 경외감을 느끼게 하는 세계.
What is this? The way I'm playing games is this thing called. Wait, wait. The way I'm playing the games is this thing called. Is that what the thing is called? UHHH. Is that by downloading it off a third-party vendor for free? It's not getting produced by the company, and Tales of the Abyss for 3DS was never released digitally and had a small physical release back in 2011. Tales. Oh, it's a part of the Tales of series. And then I guess it never got ported to PC. Is that what you're saying? Because didn't like most of those games get put on PC? Let's see. I have Tales of Arise, Tales of Berseria, Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Zestiria. I don't see Tales of Abyss. Is that what you're alluding to? There was never Tales of Abyss? Powering it through homebrew through a homebrew shop. Oh, that's pretty cool. Listen, I know how you feel though. There are games out there that just they don't ever want to see them shine. They don't ever want to see them release to the pub. Did I just fuck up my monitor? Oh God. I touched it. It seems so fragile. I'm scared to touch it. Okay. Tales of the Abyss was a PS2 game originally. Oh, okay. And then it got okay. I'm tracking. God, Nintendo. Nintendo, so I hate them. I'm not gonna yuck on your yum. Okay, I'm not gonna. I fucking hate Nintendo though. God, anytime I hear people talk about like their favorite Nintendo things, it just makes me hate them more. Tales of Abyss is one of the more critically acclaimed Tales of games. Interesting. I came into them at Tales of Destiny, which I think was PS1. And that was a really cool game. And unfortunately, like I said, I bought those other ones, but the only one I actually ever played and beat was Tales of Arise, which was I think the latest one, which that was pretty good. The only thing I hated about it was that the characters say every fucking special move every time you use them, and it's wacky stuff. Linked it to you. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. It is part of the series. Nice. Okay. Back to the video.
세계였습니다. 영화 프로메테우스에서 보여주는 코스믹 호러의
Whoa, okay. We drew inspiration from the cosmic horror vibe of Prometheus. Prometheus is considered cosmic horror? Is that true? We're instilling a palpable fear of encroaching threat to humanity, similar to Zerg in StarCraft. A Korean guy making a StarCraft reference. Color me surprised. /S.
분위기 그리고 스타크래프트 저그의 침공처럼
In a
압도적인
good way.
존재가 인간의 세계를 집어삼키는 공포 이런 감각과 상황을 크로노 오디세이의 세계에 담고 싶었습니다. 크로노 오디세이의 주 무대인 세테라는 과거와 미래가 충돌하고 신과 인간, 보이드라는 정체불명의
Here the very laws of reality come undone as gods, humans, and unknown entities.
존재들이 얽히며 우리가 알던 세계의 법칙이 무너진 공간입니다. 유일신이 개입하지 않는 세계, 그리고 그 틈을 노려 차원 간의 전쟁과 침공을 그린 설정은
Lord.
우리가 기존 MMORPG에서 보지 못했던 거대한 스케일과 혼돈과 절망을 표현하고 있습니다. 플레이어는 세테라를 통해 거대한 힘에 맞서 버티고 때로는 과거와 미래를 넘나들며 세상을 바꿔야 하는 존재입니다. 강하기만 한 몬스터를 사냥하는 것이 아니라 이질적인 힘에 맞서고 성장하며 플레이어가 거대한 이야기 속의 일부가 되도록 만들고 싶었습니다. 오래전부터 감명 깊게 생각했던 게임인
Chrono Trigger. Oh, the I was wondering. I was like, I wonder if someone's gonna like reference Chrono Trigger or Chrono Cross as a part of this dev team. Sure enough, the OG, one of the greatest JRPGs ever made. Instant classic. Lovely game, Chrono Trigger.
그래서 거대한 사건에 대항하기 위한 시간이라는 개념에 너무 큰 매력을 느꼈고 어떻게 하면 MMORPG의 시공간을 접목시킬 수 있을지 가능은 한 건지에 대해 많은 이야기를 나눴습니다. 결과적으로 크로노 오디세이의 세계관은 코스믹 호러와 시공간의 설정을 기준으로 탄생하게 되었습니다. 모두가 MMORPG에서 불가능할 거라 생각했던 시공간의 조작은 크로노 텍터라는 이름으로
Whoa, wait a minute. Are they about to make a nice little brag here about their super secret time shifting tech? Many people believed incorporating space-time manipulation into an MMORPG was impossible, but we brought it to life through a system called the Chronotector. Interesting. So in the original, I don't know if they're going to show it here, but in one of the original trailers, what we saw was like basically just time shifting tech. However, here's the thing, based off of what I saw, every time that like you see like a guy, jump down and then reverse time and come back up, stuff like that. Every time I saw this shit, it was literally in like what looked like a one player, like a solo area thing. I never saw it with like a bunch of other players on screen. So them saying they've added this into an MMORPG is interesting. However, what I've seen of it, I haven't seen the MMO part attached to it. But we'll see. We'll see.
담아냈습니다.
Oh, are they gonna? Oh, I thought they were gonna give us a.
크로노 오디세이는 단순히 기술적인
showcase of
성취를
it.
보여주기 위해 개발된 게임이 아닙니다.
Just to
언리얼
showcase
엔진
our tech.
5를 선택한 이유는
We showed-
최신
showed
기술을
them
자랑하기
Real
위해서가 아니라 우리가 머릿속에 그렸던 평화로운
Okay.
세테라가 이질적인
Lovely,
차원으로부터 침공당한 상황을 구현하기 위해서였습니다. 그래서 언리얼 엔진 5를 사용했다는 사실을 강조하고 싶진 않습니다. 대신 이 기술을 통해 우리가 상상했던 세계를 플레이어가 온전히
Wait, is this the game in the background here? It'd be weird if it wasn't. Okay. I have a UI element.
체감할 수 있도록 구현했고 플레이어 스스로가 자기도 모르는 사이에 이질적인 힘의 영향을 받고 있으며 끝없는 혼돈 속에서 생존해야 하는 존재가 되도록 만들고 싶었습니다. 이 게임의 핵심은 현실과 비현실성, 익숙함과 낯섦의 공존입니다. 크로노 게이트를 비롯한 구조물들은 인간이 만든 것 같지만 인간의 손으로 만든 것이 아니며 멀리서 바라보는 것만으로도 압박감과 위압감을 느낄 수 있도록 디자인되었습니다. 숲, 호수, 산맥 같은 자연 환경은 최대한 사실적으로 표현했고 플레이어가 직접 그 안에 들어가 있는 듯한 몰입감을 줄 수 있도록 했습니다. 하지만 이 세계 곳곳에는 논리적으로 설명할 수 없는 이질적이고 거대한 존재들이 자리하고 있습니다. 세테라의 환경 또한 빼놓을 수 없을 것 같습니다. 이곳은 플레이어가 탐험하는 장소가 아니라 이해할 수 없는 거대한 존재가 우리를 내려다보는 공간입니다. 차원을 넘어 침공해온 보이드는 평범한 인간은 감히 저항할 수 없는 힘을 가지고 있으며 그들의 흔적은 세계 곳곳에 남아 있습니다. 우리는 현실적인 환경과 초현실적인 공간이 뒤섞이며 질서가 무너지고 인간이 감당할 수 없는 거대한 공포가 서서히 밀려드는 세계로 만들고
Okay.
싶었습니다. 크론 오디세이에서 저희는
Okay, he's yapping. He's doing a lot of lore drops. I want to see some of these gameplay features. Oh wait. Wait, maybe we
유저가
jumped too
직접
soon.
세상을 탐험하고 발견하는 재미를 느낄 수 있도록 설계했습니다. 크로노텍터를 사용하면 과거의 흔적을 추적하거나 미래를 미리 엿보는 방식으로 탐험이 가능하며 유적을 조사하는 과정에서
Boom! Come on me face.
Grom, hello. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the simulation. How are you, friend? While investigating ruins, they can manipulate time to reveal hidden paths or reconstruct past moments to discover entirely new routes. Again, we're only seeing this like within the context of like a solo player. So it's still cool stuff. It's just I don't know if this will ever interact with like the multiplayer aspect of the game. Also, what is this little thing at the top here? This little PvE guy. What is that?
시간을 조작해
It's like a PvE
숨겨진
flag?
길을 열거나 과거의 모습을 재현하는 방식으로 새로운 길을 찾을 수도 있습니다. 단순한 퀘스트의 해결이 아니라 방식으로 새로운 길을 찾을 수
Okay, looking at this is gonna annoy the shit out of me. Quest. So he's under the quest tab, but it's records. Oh God. Oh no, I'm getting flashbacks of Soul Frame. Oh God. Please don't. No, it's the damn like finding the little motes so that it pieces together all the letters so that you could find out the names of cities, and then that somehow gave you like weapons to craft. It's so dumb. It's such a dumb system. Yeah, this looks like these lore drops are just part of like some greater quest initiative for, or is this just collection items? I don't know. Maybe it's only that's supposed to be on mute. Maybe it's only under quest because it doesn't look like they have like a journal or codex tab. So this may just be, so this records thing, maybe these are not indicative of like actual quest stuff. Interesting.
수도 있습니다. 단순한 퀘스트의 해결이 아니라 유저가
Oh, wait, rather than simply completing quests, players will witness the world's changes and uncover pieces of an epic narrative. Oh no. Oh God. Remember when Guild Wars 2 came out and revolutionized questing, and it scared everyone away because everyone is used to just having a exclamation point over the quest giver, and then you go and you talk to him, and then you go and you kill the wolves, and then you come back and you turn the quest in, and then, you know, they bucked that tradition in a very unique and honestly pretty cool way, but it just scared away a lot of the normie MMO players. So be careful trying to reinvent the wheel, Chrono Studios.
직접 세계의 변화를 경험하고 탐험을 통해 이야기의 조각들을 모으는 방식입니다. 여러분의 호기심의 크기에 따라서 메인 퀘스트 라인뿐만 아니라 시련, 미궁, 필드 보스,
trials, labyrinths, and field bosses. So I'm guessing this is world bosses. There's probably some translation stuff. Trials feels like maybe solo stuff. Labyrinths might be our dungeons. Labyrinth also makes me feel like they're gonna do procedural generation stuff, which usually I'm lukewarm on, but let's see.
사냥 등 다양한 컨텐츠들을 발견하실 수 있습니다. 저희는 게임 내 대부분의 행동에
Most in-game activities grant experience points, allow your player to reach maximum. Okay.
경험치를 분배하였습니다. 채집과 제작만으로도 만렙을 달성할 수 있도록 설계했습니다. 기존 MMORPG에서는 생활 콘텐츠 유저들이 다소 소외되는 경우가 많았습니다. 하지만 크론 오디세이에서는
whoa! We got stuff. We got stuff. Oh my god, somebody once showed me how to like go frame by frame and now I don't remember. Okay. Putting around to see, we built a system where players can progress through exploration crafting while still benefiting from trade and sharing information with combat oriented players. This is good, but never forget, like you have to appeal to basically the lowest common denominator. Okay, let's see. I'm looking at classes on the side here. I really only see sword and board, arrow. I think these are the same, right? I think that's sword and board. Another arrow, hunter. And then the chain cleaver guy from the Berserk. Chain blades. I've seen strange loot colors. Interesting. We got... What is that? 9 skills? This is on controller. Oh, there's also left bumper. Damn, I wish I could, can I get rid of this fucking YouTube overlay?
제작만으로도
Yeah, because I imagine all this stuff is going to go by like super fast. Just give me the slow-mo. Never mind. I can't do it. Fuck it. I can't do it. Just run it.
수 있도록 했고 이들이 전투 유저들과 거래나 정보 공유 등을 통해 서로 이득을
Seeing gathering that appears to have its own
볼 수 있는
level.
구조로 만들고 있습니다. 유저가 원하는 플레이 스타일을 서로 이득을 볼 수 있는 구조로 만들고 있습니다.
Boom, right here. This was important. Melody, Rangers, release, not in a guild. Wait, okay, so here's some stuff that we didn't see in the beginning, which was Ranger, bow, crossbow, rapier. Why does the Ranger not get the musket? That's kind of wacky. Let's see. Oh, the level 40, that doesn't, I don't think that was specifically for the gathering. I think that was just straight up levels. Okay, so they're illustrating that you get experience points from crafting and gathering. Got it. Not seeing anything else particularly special here. This armor is a mess though. I mean, I appreciate it from a working standpoint. Looks like a lot of effort went into this, but this looks hideous. Okay, this is just all over the place. Like the texture stuff.
유저가 원하는 플레이 스타일을 자유롭게 선택할 수 있고 게임 내에서 다양한 방식으로 성장할 수 있도록 하였습니다. 또한 정보를 최소화함으로써 유저 스스로 탐험하고
Please. Oh, stop letting hardcore players bait you game devs into thinking this shit is like the way to relive your old MMO glory days, okay? Minimize in-game guidance to encourage curiosity and let players discover the world themselves. That's fine, bro, but like you need to have content that is specifically on rails, that specifically pushes the player toward its next objective and next point of progress. Like, I know everybody likes to pretend like they love a good sandbox, and trust me, some people do. I myself love a good sandbox. I'll sit and I'll explore nooks and crannies of the world. But the large majority of the population, the super normies and the casuals that don't have time to sit here and just get lost in the world for fucking 8+ hours, they're the ones you have to market to, unfortunately, because they're the majority of the player base, and they're the ones that are going to keep the player alive. The game has to be accessible. MMOs have to be accessible. They're already too fucking complex at the later in the later stages toward end game. So your onboarding process for new players needs to be as silky smooth as it possibly can. That is the only way you're going to see like really good returns on having like much more difficult stuff at end game, because if you can't keep a normie player base, like the end game's not gonna matter when all those players do all the content and then dip the fuck out after 3 months. Yo, Mike, what's up? What's going on, bud? How you doing? We're just I'm just reviewing the Chrono Odyssey developer interview, giving my thoughts, and kind of candidly cheating my way to making YouTube content that I refuse to do in my other free time.
발견하는 재미를 느낄 수 있도록 설계했습니다. 많은 MMORPG가 특정 역할을 강요합니다.
Breaking away from traditional MMOs. Many MMOs tend to force players to... Oh no. Maybe I shouldn't have watched this video. Oh no. The alarm bells are ringing. God. Like everybody talks, like says uses like the same terminology. Like, oh yeah, we're breaking away from traditional MMO. All the biggest MMOs are traditional. The biggest ones are Holy Trinity, all that good stuff. Like, these are the ones that are the most successful. Final Fantasy, World of Warcraft, like they're still up there. Guild Wars like ended up having to go the way of the Holy Trinity. Elder Scrolls, like it's tried and tested, man. Love when they try to reinvent yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all the pieces for the perfect MMO are already out there. It already exists. Somebody's just got to put it together. We don't have to fucking redefine the genre to like do all this like crazy shit. We just need somebody to make a modernized version of an MMO, like in a fucking modern engine. Action combat, fucking everything else like kind of traditional, and then throw it in Unreal 5. GG's. Like, you'll print money, dude.
탱커, 딜러, 힐러로 나뉘고
such as tank, DPS, or healer, each with its own skill, builds, and gear requirements. Okay.
팔에 맞춰 스킬을 찍고 장비를 맞춰야
That's pretty
합니다.
traditional.
하지만 크론 오디세이에서는
Breaks away from
그런
that
정통적인
traditional
방식을
model and
벗어나
encourages players
유저가
to
원하는
progress
방식으로
however they
성장할 수
wish.
있도록 만들었습니다.
We also know this doesn't work. What will happen is, sure, you'll have this is something that Elder Scrolls Online struggled with. What you're gonna have is you'll have people that like to play around with some little meme builds, but the meta will come out, and the high, like the super hard in-game stuff usually requires like highly optimized builds and stuff like that. So everybody's gonna end up running meta anyway, and all those players that just wanted to have fun and do things their little fun way, they're probably gonna get fucking memed into oblivion unless you do something to like severely curb the issues with like consolidating the skill levels. I don't know how you do this. Because you can't have content that needs like, let's say, an average of 10k DPS and have players that like are doing like 500 DPS because their build just sucks shit. Like, and then be able to merge them into a group and experience any form of success. You just can't have this. You can't have it happen. So a meta will happen. Best builds will get posted. Everyone will flock to those builds and they'll flame the shit out of the people who don't use them. That's how this always goes.
크론 오디세이는 한 번의 전투에도 집중할 수 있도록 설계되었습니다.
We want every battle to be
단순한 수치
meaningful.
싸움이 아니라
Ooh, I'm seeing some Dark Souls. Fuck that. I'm not calling that shit Dark Souls. Action RPG like entities up here. Health bars. Looks like some type of posture bar. And does anybody know? Can you just like make this go away or no? I just don't want it there. What if I click out of it? This is why Claire Obscure did so well. They stuck with solid gameplay that's been a favorite forever, mixed it well with others, a solid story that wasn't overly complicated and made it pretty and excelling because of that. Yeah, like, I mean, that game is just a fucking masterpiece of just at every stage in it. Like, every piece of that game is so beautifully and well crafted. I cannot give that game high enough praise. Certainly will be game of the year. But yeah, that was like one thing. And I mean, Baldur's Gate kind of did the same thing, but like one thing that you always heard was that, you know, the turn-based stuff was dead. Nobody wants to do that. I think there's been a turn-based game in the running for game of the year like every year for like the past like 2 decades or so. I could be making that last part up, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty popular. The thing is just you hear all of these people that just want to complain and like are waiting for the next new thing or whatever, and the devs just kind of forget that like there's a reason some of these old things work. You don't have to completely trash the system. You don't have to completely dismantle the system and rebuild it from the ground up. Sometimes like you just have to analyze it and take the good and improve on the bad. It's kind of that simple. Claire bought players to turn-based, which is super cool. Yeah, it made turn-based active, which has always been a problem with those games because you're basically losing to RNG and, you know, calculators. Whereas that game gives you the ability to like skill your way to a victory, regardless of how weak you may be on the calculator, which was a very, very neat take on the genre, I think.
패링과 회피 시스템을 통해 전투의 깊이를 더했습니다. 또한 특정 클래스에 집중되지 않게 모두
Okay, additionally, the system is designed to let every player contribute their own way, allowing more flexibility in combat. I'm still only seeing these 3 classes, which is the Berserker, Assassin, and Ranger. So right here, we don't even see I'm sorry, not Berserker. It's Ranger. Yeah, Berserker and whatever this guy up top is, which I think this is a warrior or some type. It wasn't in this video, but anyway, this doesn't even seem like there's a healer in this party. And if we're doing 3-man dungeons, which is what this kind of looks like, Deathless Reckoner Cornelius. Well, like I see debuffs. These are all level 40. Looks like you can maybe swap weapons. That would be interesting. I don't even see Holy Trinity here. We'll see how this plays out, but that is worrisome. What is going on here? E on Gavain.
모든 유저가 자신의 역할을 수행할 수 있도록 설계하여 전투의 자유도를 높이고자 했습니다. MMORPG에서 흔히 볼 수 있는 대규모 공성전이나 투기장 같은 단순 PVP
Balrog.
콘텐츠에서
The Balrog
벗어나
got hit for a lot of
PVEVP
HP.
방식의 차별화된 콘텐츠를
Rather than sticking to conventional MMO content like large-scale siege battles or arena-style PvP, we aim to deliver a unique experience through distinct PvEVP
제공하려고
systems.
노력하였습니다.
Oh,
크로노 오디세이는
they put an extraction shooter in my MMO.
소규모 인원이 함께 즐길 수 있는 게임입니다. 처음에는 한두 명이 멀티플레이로 시작하고
Players start
천천히
out either solo or with a small group, gradually expanding their party over
인원을
time.
늘려가는 방식으로 유도합니다. 만렙 이후에도 최대
Okay, and I'm just pointing this out because right now this is worrying me. How I'm only seeing the same 3 classes. I'm wondering if like the other ones are even going to be available for the beta. I just hope the boxing's good. Well, the combat, like so much will hinge on the combat. So good is what we want, but sometimes you gotta settle for passable. Okay.
5인 파티를 유지하고
But this
함께하는
looks solid. I
동료로서의
won't lie.
경험, 즉 우리의 모험과 탐험이라는 방향성을 가져가고자 했습니다.
Even at max level, Even at max level, the game encourages players to stick with a 5-man party, emphasizing our vision of shared exploration and collective adventures.
고자 했습니다. 처음에는 저희도 기존 MMORPG처럼 모든
clearly
역할을
separate
구분하려
roles.
했습니다. 그런데 개발을 하다 보니 하이브리드
We
클래스가
realized the need for the
필요하다는 걸
hybrid
깨달았습니다.
class.
그래서
I can respect
어쌔신이나
this.
레인저 같은 클래스가 탄생했고
Classes
기존의
like
탱깃
Assassin
힐
Ranger.
개념에서 벗어나 좀 더 유연한 플레이가 가능하도록 다양한 무기를 통한 스타일의 변화를 넣었습니다.
Flexible, varied
무엇보다도
playstyles.
힐러나 탱커가 솔로 플레이에서
It was
불리하지
important to
않도록 하는 것이
ensure that healers
중요했습니다.
and tanks wouldn't struggle
그래서
when playing
힐러라도
solo.
혼자서 충분히 성장할 수 있도록 설계했습니다.
We designed healers to be able to progress
MMORPG라고 해서
independently.
반드시 파티를 꾸려야 하는 건 아닙니다.
An
성장
MMO.
과정도
Okay. I'm actually liking some of the other stuff that he's saying here. He is acknowledging like solo players, which again, these are a huge component to your MMO player base. Most people will be playing solo, specifically early game. Normally, you don't see casuals don't normally make it to end game. So when they do, that's when they start looking into like, man, maybe I should be in a guild. I want to try to do some of this like higher level content. So emphasizing like the ability to play the game solo early on is actually a really, really good thing, I think. This was like, I feel like this was super problematic for Core Punk, which that game apparently has changed quite a bit. I was watching Gothalion play it yesterday. It seems like it's got some updates, but like one of the things it struggled with, while great in concept, MOBA style MMO, playing it solo, especially as a healer, felt almost impossible. Like it would take me like 10x the time to kill a regular enemy than it would a DPS person. And like I get it, I get it. I'm a healer, but holy crap, like they really hampered you down. So it's good to see them thinking about this. Just make healing like fun. Make it like a DPS game, man. There's ways to do it. Rift did a really good job with it.
전투도 유저가 원하는 대로 경험할 수 있게 하는 게 우리의 목표였습니다. 크론 오디세이의 전투는 단순한 스킬 연계가 아닌 무기 스왑을 활용한 깊이 있는 전투 시스템을 지향합니다.
So did Elder Scrolls Online, and all the normies hated this shit. But my guess is in Elder Scrolls Online, it didn't really feel that good. And in Chrono Odyssey, hopefully, with Unreal and everything like that, it feels a little bit more fluid. To me, it should be traditional roles. A healer shouldn't be able to kill mobs that easy. Well, like I'm not saying that a healer should be able to run into a dungeon of elites and be a god, but like the leveling stuff like shouldn't feel as much of a chore Just because you're playing, or be able to like hybrid build it to where, you know, you can at least meet like DPS medians. But I completely understand that like a healer should not be a god at all things at all times and impossible to kill because they can heal. They can just out heal you. But it's also really, really hard. Balancing healers is like a super duper hard thing because that the value that being able to regenerate brings to your party or to your character is just it's immeasurable. But yeah, I very much agree with you on that. Like we can't make it easy mode for the healers.
기존 MMORPG처럼 한 가지 무기에 의존하는 전투 방식과는 달리
Yeah,
두 개의
I see the
무기를
weapon
자유롭게
swapping.
전환하면서 전투 전략을 짜는 것이 핵심입니다. 처음에는 무기
looks really
수합이 너무
smooth,
복잡하거나 부담스럽지 않을까 고민했습니다.
This
하지만
system might feel too
자연스럽게
complex.
플레이어가 필요성을 느끼게
But we leave it
만들면
with
오히려 전투의
meaningful
깊이를
depth
더할
to
수
the
있을 거라
combat. If players could
생각했습니다.
naturally come
그래서
to
게임
understand its
초반부터
value.
정예 보스를 만나게 하고
Oh, this is exactly why we're introducing an elite boss early in the game. This is another thing that I've always said should be happening. You should always have players, like from a very early point in the game, always have players engaging with more difficult content that you can't just face roll through. Get you familiar. Final Fantasy 14 does a really good job of this, of like very early getting you familiar with like combat mechanics and everything like that. Hey, dodge this stuff, don't stand in this, stack together on that, like look away when this happens. Like Final Fantasy does a really good job introducing all of these like little individual mechanic things so that when you are later down the line and you're having to dodge all that stuff like back to back, you've been prepped for it. Train how you fight in game. This is super important, especially to get like casual players to not suck ass so much. This is good to hear. So players who only use a single weapon will struggle due to skill cooldown. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. Oh no, Joe's gonna hate that. He's sword and board. He's a sword and board guy through and through. He's gonna hate that.
하나의 무기만 사용하면 스킬 쿨타임이 돌아오지 않아 불리한 상황을 유도했습니다. 이때의 유저들은 자연스럽게 무기 스왑의 필요성을 체감하게 됩니다. Easy to run, hard to master라는 철학을 기반으로
Easy to learn,
누구나
hard to
쉽게
master.
전투를 익힐 수
Ew. Okay. Weapon skill 1, 2, 3, 4. Special move, left shift, evade. WASD movement, basic attack, lock on. So this is fully, looks like fully action combat. We got the evade. I don't see like a block or anything though. Right click is for special move. So my guess is evade, and evade's probably going to have a cooldown or some sorts.
수 있도록 설계했지만 더 깊이 파고들수록 다양한 전략이 펼쳐지는
Man, that
구조입니다.
stuff looks so weighty.
핸드게임에서도 무기 수합을 활용하는 것이 필수적인 요소가 될 거라 생각합니다. 무기 수합이 단순한 교체가 아니라 패시브
Isn't
버프를
just about
제공하며
switching gear.
전투 중 실시간으로
Grants
조합을
passive
변화시키는
buffs.
전략적인 요소로 작용합니다.
Letting you shift your setup.
무기에 따라 다른 스타일이 존재하고 어떤 무기를 조합함에 따라
Hang on. What was that? Maybe some classes will have something like a parry. I wonder what kind of class would have that, because it seems like there's a breakdown with like what kind of weapons you have. Like I could see like the rapier having a parry. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Or whatever the sword and board is.
플레이 스타일이 크게 달라집니다. 전투가 스킬 숫자와 허드의 정보에 의존하는 방식이 아니라 직관적으로 자신의 공격 패턴을
Wanted to emphasize
만들고
creating your own
테크닉을
attack
활용해
patterns. Oh shit! Are they gonna have like a training lab? Tide Pod, they may have a training lab, bro. They want you to come up with attack patterns, get the strings in. All of you BDO bros and fighting game bros, you might have something to lock in on here.
적을 상대하는 과정 자체가 재미있는 경험이 되기를 원했습니다. 스킬의 수는 줄이되 하나의 스킬이 여러 가지
Rather than
역할을
creating too many
수행할
skills,
수
we
있도록
designed each
했고
one to have
상황에
multiple
맞는 스킬
functions.
운용이 전투의 핵심 요소가 될 수 있도록
Situational
하였습니다.
skill usage will prove
무기 수합과 전투
crucial in
시스템의
battle.
목표는 단순함 속에서 깊이를 만드는
Combat
것입니다.
and weapon swaps.
무기가
simple
바뀔
at their
때마다
core.
전투 흐름이
Players
달라지고
switch their weapons, the flow
플레이어
of
스스로가
battleships, giving
전투
them
스타일을
freedom to
설계할 수
shape
있도록
their
해서
own
자유도가
combat style.
높아지도록 만들었습니다.
Interesting. Okay, core gameplay for. Hang on, let me move my air conditioner. Okay. Core gameplay features. We're almost done, guys.
전투와 모험에 대한 철학은 크론 오디세이의 세부적 콘텐츠 기획에 중요하게 적용되었습니다. 이번
Letting people create their own combos is wild. We'll see how crazy it can get. I can't wait to see what like the just full sweat like PvP elites come up with in terms of just like crazy combos and stuff like that, and like weapon swaps and cool ass PvP always has like way more build variety because it's way more situational, way more reactive. So I usually I think like the coolest builds and the coolest things are going to come from the PvP community. That'll be exciting to see. For the closed beta test, combat is divided into two main types: single player and party based. Okay. This is something that I've kept pointing out, is that it does seem like there's like specific solo player designated content. I wonder how much of that is going to be present for the closed beta test.
이번 CBT의 전투는
versus the
크게
player
1인
content,
도전형
the
컨텐츠와
party content.
파티형 컨텐츠로 나뉘게 됩니다.
Chronos Gates, Trials, Expedition Dungeons. Okay, region boss. So this sounds like world bosses and instanced dungeons are our party stuff. Those trials, called it on that one. Anytime I see trials, I think of like solo stuff. Chronos Gates, I don't know. This may be like the anchors or something in ESO. I'm trying to think, or like Rifts and Rift, maybe. I wonder if this is exclusively single player content or if like other players can roll up.
1인 도전형 컨텐츠에서는 플레이어 개인의 실력과 전략이 무엇보다 중요하게 적용됩니다. 이 컨텐츠의 핵심은 플레이어가 스스로의 힘으로 한계를 돌파하며 성장하는 과정에 있습니다. 대표적으로 크로노 게이트가 이에 해당합니다. 강력한 보이드 사도와의 1대1 전투에서 플레이어는 상대의 패턴을 파악하고 전략적으로 대응해야 합니다. 이 과정에서
okay, wait a minute, hang on. There was a lot there. I was trying to read and then I looked at the screen. Let me go back a little bit more.
강력한 보이드 사도
These big giant. This looks like the what is that thing in Chicago? The bean or whatever. That giant
사도와의
metal bean.
1대1 전투에서
That looks sick.
플레이어는 상대의
Okay, like the fog effects here. There was something I saw specifically where I was like, wait a minute.
패턴을 파악하고 전략적으로 대응해야
Oh
합니다.
yeah, okay, here it is. Like traps or something. So hazardous level design. I like it.
이 과정에서 캐릭터의 성장과 플레이어의
I've seen enough
숙련도
hentai
또한
to know how
높아지도록
that battle
설계되었습니다.
ends and that one.
난이도는 높지만 클리어 시 얻는 성취감과
difficulty is high,
특별한
but
보상이
so is the
그만큼
sense of
크게 와닿을
achievement and
것입니다.
value of the rewards.
또 다른 도전형 콘텐츠인 시련은 단순한 전투 이상의 경험을 제공합니다.
Trials are another
다양한
single player
시공간을
experience.
넘나드는
Players will travel across time and space, facing puzzles, traps, and randomized mechanics. Okay, so this is what I was saying when I saw that. I was like, it brought up procedural generation. I see randomized mechanics. It doesn't say much about how creating a new experience with every run. It doesn't say much about how the environment itself is crafted. Hang on, I have to cough. Excuse me. But it does look like mechanics get randomized, so probably there'll be like buffs and debuffs that sound that'll like affect how each run goes. Maybe some like roguelike stuff that could be interesting. I think another big thing that concerns me with this is like it's very hard to balance why a player should do solo stuff versus why a player should do party stuff. It would be really cool if you could kind of weave the solo content into the party content. It like that's like your jump off point. But I think it would probably do more harm to the game if solo content is yielding rewards that are like on par or potentially better than group content. That's always a really, really tough line to walk. Like one of the reasons I quit playing World of Warcraft was because of mythic raiding, which obviously this isn't solo content, but the fact that like, or not mythic raiding, mythic dungeons, the fact that like you could get gear that was as good as raid gear from just doing a 5-man, mythic 10 dungeon. I just didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. The reward for having to do tougher group content should always be the pinnacle for rewards that you get in the world.
이 콘텐츠에서는 퍼즐, 함정, 기믹 등이 랜덤하게 등장하며 매번 새로운 플레이 경험을 제공한다. 이 과정에서 플레이어는
Bro, your character getting hard CC'd like that is crazy. Look at this. He just picked this dude up and just yeeted him across the battlefield. Get
이
fucked. That
과정에서
did 1300 damage.
플레이어는 단순히 전투 실력만이 아니라 순간적인 판단력과
Plus, when I
창의력도
refine
시험받게
their
됩니다.
combat skills, but also
파티형
test
콘텐츠는
something.
협력과 전략의 조합을 통해 더 큰 도전을 이겨내는 구조로 설계되었습니다. 원정 던전이 대표적인 예로 3인 권장 파티로 구성되며
Designed for 3-player parties. Each player takes a unique role. Now see, man. I wonder if those other classes are ready for the test. This is crazy that we only see these 3 classes. 3-player dungeons I think are cool. I've always kind of wanted to see this played out, but it looks like they're not doing Holy Trinity, so this may be a moot point, but I've always wanted to see it play out. What does it look like with tank, DPS, and support? Like one for each. And then if you want to make the content harder, maybe do 6-man and 9-man. And then like specifically design the fights to where each role actually has to do things within their role. So like you should have fights where you would need 2 extra tanks, 2 off tanks for your 1 main tank. And like maybe, 2 main heals and a support heal. Some like utility buff bot, old school, like Lineage 2 style stuff. I think we need to see more of that in MMOs. So this will be interesting. I've always wanted to see what it would look like. And it also makes me wonder what things like queue times would look like if the game has queuing. Or, or yeah, just like what, like, because if you did run three roles, right, then each of those roles would probably have to be like capable of outputting a specific amount of DPS. You couldn't have it so where 1 DPS is like all you're depending on in order to drop a boss. And if you lose that guy, then like you guys just don't stand a chance. Like you can't just meet the numbers. I don't know. This will be interesting to see play out. I would like to see some kind of which allows mobs to AI, which allows mobs to focus healers first and stuff like that. Maybe the tank could do aggression sometime. Okay. Sorry if I wasn't from Argentina. Oh yeah, what's up? Hello Argentina. But yeah. So there is this
Boom,
thing that
come on
I've
me
heard.
face.
Maxi, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the simulation, friend. Hi, how are you? There is this thing that I have heard in the game dev space where they kind of have to dumb down the AI for mobs because they can make them absurdly smart. And yeah, one thing, and this is another thing why you have to be real careful about balancing healers, is that yes, if the healer could just get blown up by like regular mobs and like they were trained to do that, that would mean that like your tank would have to be incredibly attentive to the backline and stuff like that, and they're usually not. That like tanks are usually up in the monster's ball sack, like staring at his battle thong as he's like getting stepped on. That's usually where the tank is. It can't like focus on like, oh yeah, does my healer have aggro right now? But it's an interesting thing. Listen, I like playing support, so I'm gonna kind of run defense for the support players out there. Okay, maybe make these monsters leave me the fuck alone. Okay, healing aggro is already crazy as is. In a lot of games, some games is absolutely infinitesimally useless. Play the game like it's a PvP game, yeah, and like. There's room for that. I think that's kind of, I like what Guild Wars 2 did. Even though Guild Wars 2 did like later on start to try to lean more into Holy Trinity, I like how Guild Wars 2 plays. You can have like healer classes that are, you just have to understand how to play it and use like burst and all of the little tricks of the trade.
Boob, come on me face.
But it's super interesting stuff. Matazar, thank you so much for the follow, friend. Appreciate you hanging out, having the conversations. Okay. Making teamwork essential. But yeah, three. This is interesting for instance dungeons.
각자 다른 역할을 맡아 협력하는 것이 중요합니다. 기존 MMORPG의 대규모 레이드와는 다르게 짧은 시간 동안 집중도 높은 MMORPG의
There's another bar here. Oh, maybe this is like you have to break this in order to progress.
대규모
Oh yeah, because he's taking shit for damage.
레이드와는
Yeah, so maybe you have to break this first to do the big damage. Okay. We're just getting a little taste of what could be out there. Unlike large-scale raids found in traditional MMORPGs, Chrono Odyssey offers more focused co-op experience that delivers tactical gameplay even with a small group. That's cool. That's awesome. But they should not sleep on raids. Larger scale stuff is always there's always going to be a desire for it. The desire for that will always be there, just because it's just fun to get a whole guild together, get like 20 people together and fucking go wipe on some shit for 8 hours and start yelling at each other and starting guild drama. You know, you gotta keep it personable somehow.
다르게 짧은 시간 동안 집중도 높은 협력 전투를 제공하면서도 적은 인원으로도 충분히 전략적인 플레이를 즐길 수 있습니다. 리전 보스 콘텐츠는 더 큰 스케일의 도전을 제공합니다. 여러 파티가 힘을 합쳐야 공략할 수 있는 대규모 레이드로 지역의
Oh, they have all of this darkened anyway, so I couldn't get clear views of this even if I tried. I wonder what these two things are. They're like chained together. Oh, this is like switching weapons maybe? So these must be all the skills. But yeah, even for this world boss here, you only have 6 people. I wonder how gear drops are going to work. Are they instants for each individual player, or is it like whoever group tagged the mob? You know what I mean? Like world bosses are always kind of weird. How do you distribute, the rewards for killing such a thing? That'll be interesting to find out. And like also I wonder if there's world PvP. because that adds a whole nother layer to like trying to take down world bosses. I think back to Doomlord Kazakh in Outlands. Outworld. Oh my god, it's been so long since I played Burning Crusade. But like I remember like we would just like feed people to the boss whenever we saw a lion trying to down him, because he would get a buff for every person that he killed. He would get like a damage buff. So we would just like, if we didn't want him to kill him, we would just start sending people in just to die until he became too powerful. He was just one-shotting their tanks. That shit is fun, but it could get super toxic. But sometimes that's part of the game. I wonder how it's gonna work for Chrono Odyssey.
수호자인 가디언과 맞서 싸우는 콘텐츠입니다.
Multiple
이
parties
보스를
must
터치하면
coordinate.
얻을 수 있는 고유 내러티브 장비는 유저의 성장뿐 아니라 게임의 세계관을 더 깊이 이해할 수 있는 열쇠가 됩니다. 이 두 가지 전투 콘텐츠의 방향성은 명확합니다. 이렇게 설계된 전투 콘텐츠는 단순한 성장 수단이 아닌 유저가 직접 느끼고 경험하며 성취감을 얻을 수 있는 핵심적인 게임 플레이를 목표로 하였습니다. 1인용 도전 콘텐츠에서는
Solo challenges are all about skill and strategy, while party content leans more into teamwork and playing your role effectively. Okay.
개인의 실력과 전략적 사고가 요구되며 파티형 콘텐츠에서는 팀워크와 역할의 분담이 중요해집니다. 유저들은 각자에게 맞는 전투 스타일을 선택해 자신만의 방식으로 크론 오디세이의 전투 시스템을 즐길 수 있습니다. 탐험과 콘텐츠는 크게 개인 경험 중
Exploration is divided into two types of content: player-driven and goal-oriented. Okay, so the labyrinth thing is exploration content. This has to be procedural generation stuff. Time portals, bounty hunting. I'm assuming that's PvE bounty hunting. I don't think, although there is that flag in the corner that says like PvE. So it seems like you can flag for PvP, or at least that's the implication of like seeing that flag in the corner. So bounty hunting may also be a PvP thing, possibly.
중심의 콘텐츠와 목표 지향적 콘텐츠로 나뉩니다. 개인 경험 중심의 콘텐츠에서는 오픈월드를 자유롭게 탐험할 수 있습니다. 게임 내 숨겨진 이야기를 통해서 다양한 경험을 쌓아가기를 바랬습니다. 이 과정이 캐릭터의 성장과 맞물려 더욱 깊은 몰입감을 제공하고자 하였습니다. 가장 대표적인 예시가 미궁입니다. 시공간이 뒤틀린 구조로 이루어진
twisted rifts in space-time are filled with puzzles and moments of
이
discovery.
던전은 퍼즐과 탐험이
Whoa, very new world looking. I see big lasers. Look at this effect on the screen. Is this an effect on the screen or is this something in the world? It looks like it's a screen effect.
어우러진 콘텐츠입니다.
It is a screen effect.
왜곡된 시간의 흐름 속에서
Is he hot?
길을
Is he just
찾고
sweating?
보물을 발견하는 과정을 통해
Why was the
전투의
screen moist?
피로감을 벗어나 탐험의 재미를 느낄 수 있도록
Break from
구성하였습니다.
intense combat. Just
최초 클리어
it
시에는
looks like a bunch of like jumping puzzles and shit. Oh god, and like actual puzzles. Oh no. This is where the best shit's gonna be, and it's gonna take weeks of community to like unravel the puzzles. Or at least it won't happen here because I'm not gonna be smart enough for these. It's gonna be hard. True. This is gonna be where the content is.
전투의
Oh my god, I hope they have like oh no, well they said this is exploration. So I don't know if this is only solo stuff. It does say player driven. I don't know. But I was going to say Star Wars The Old Republic had like a really cool raid, like jumping puzzle / puzzle solving thing with a raid boss at the end of it. But it was like a thing in the world. I think it was for a +1 all stats or something. Datacron on. It's been so long since I did that content, but I thought that was really cool. Like you actually had to have like a raid to get through the puzzle in order to like get to the boss, in order for everybody to get the thing. I think that was really cool. I'd like to see stuff like that in this.
피로감을 벗어나 탐험의 재미를 느낄 수 있도록
The Koreans will take care of it. Yeah,
최초
they got
클리어
it
시에는
unlocked.
특별한 보상이 주어지며 이후에도 새로운 비밀이 발견될 가능성이 열려 있습니다.
At the very,
또한
the good thing though
타임포탈은
is
플레이어가
we'll
과거의
actually have a
시공간을
chance.
직접
Ooh,
체험할
was that Dungeon Queue? We'll actually have a chance this time though, because this is a global launch. This will not be launching in Korea first, and then us getting it, you know, a fucking year or two later, like Throne and Liberty. Which I think, honestly, I think it's for the best. I think like the localized releases kind of kills the game for some people. Part of the awesome part of playing MMOs is like everybody exploring and figuring it out together, like for the first time. And when the game's already been figured out, and like literally it came to the West, and you could go on YouTube and Kanan has 1,300 fucking guides about how to best play every class. Here's where every secret is. Here's like, once the game's been figured out, I don't know. It's kind of whack, honestly. So I do appreciate a global launch. Discover things for ourselves. Exactly.
또한 타임포탈은 플레이어가
Okay,
과거의 시공간을
why does it not want to pause? Lexia is requested to enter the portal Defector's Lighthouse dungeon. Okay, so this is... Wait. Oh, man. Wait, this looks like all the players have to be there. Like, at the portal itself. Damn, this place looks sick. Now, another thing that I'm seeing here, I've seen Xbox inputs. I'm seeing PlayStation inputs now. Like I see triangle here, triangle here. So I'm guessing you're either this character. I wonder if this is crossplay. Like, are PC players going to be able to play with the console players? And then then that makes me wonder, oh boy, what is that aim assist going to be like for these bows, crossbows, and musket users? And I guess mages and shit too.
타임포탈은 플레이어가 과거의 시공간을 직접 체험할 수 있는 컨텐츠입니다.
Damn.
과거로 이동해 특정 시간대에만 존재하는 희귀한 채집물이나 스토리 조각을
On the other hand, time portals let players step into the past where they can gather rare materials and items tied to the overarching story. I was gonna make a comment about the frame rate right here, but then I realized this is on console.
발견할 수 있고 이를 통해 크론 오디세이 세계관에 더욱 몰입할 수 있습니다. 현상수배는 탐험과 목표 지향형
bounty hunting. Nope, let me go back. Let me see that. Intoxicated Text, Gambler Rico, Profane Gabe. Okay, so these I'm gonna keep it a stack. I actually still can't tell if this is NPCs. This has to be NPCs. I'm okay, based off of these posters, these have to be NPCs. So this looks like it's a PvE thing, not a PvP thing. Bounty hunting blends open world exploration with goal-oriented gameplay, giving players a clear sense of direction.
결합된 형태로
Good.
오픈 월드에서 유저가 해야 할 명확한 목적지를 제공합니다. 이 콘텐츠는 필드를 자유롭게 탐험하면서도 명확한 목표를 제공합니다.
Is this one of our mage classes? Oh no, wait. No, I see crossbow. So I think this is still ranger. Never mind.
지를 제공합니다. 이 콘텐츠는 필드를 자유롭게 탐험하면서도 명확한 목표를 제시해 유저가 방향성을 잃지 않도록 설계되었습니다. 특정 현상범을 추적하고 처치하는 과정에서 자연스럽게 새로운 지역을 탐험하고 숨겨진 비밀을 발견할 기회를 얻게 됩니다. 현상 수배의 목표는 단순한 몬스터 사냥에 그치지 않습니다. 세테라 주민을 위협하는 존재를 제거해서
It places players in the role of a peacekeeper, removing threats and now this is vague, but like this makes it seem like it would be a PvP thing. Kind of like, you know, oh yeah, some guys out here PKing noobs, so there's a bounty on them, and if you take them out, you get, I don't know what the fuck you would get, but like this would stop other players from like needlessly killing players, because eventually the bounty's on your head and people are coming for that ass. Then what you do? You know? They should explore that if that isn't what this means. But this is vague enough to just mean there's like, I don't know, stupid fucking monsters to bounty hunt.
안정을 가져오는 역할을 맡게 되고 그 과정에서 게임에 더 몰입할 수 있는 경험을 하실 것이라 생각하였습니다. 크론 오디세이의 성장 시스템은 전통적인
Character progression. Let's see.
성장 시스템은
Okay, these are gathering, so sickle, pickaxe, logging, butcher knife, so skinning. And then the goat, you gotta have fishing. Fishing on release? Oh my god, they're cooking. They're cooking, boys. You gotta have a good fishing mini game, okay? It's the most important content in the game. So there is, I'm guessing this is the other class, swordsman. Oh no. Where was I?
장비를 제작할 플레이어가 선택한 방식대로 생각하였습니다. 크론 오디세이의 성장 시스템은 전통
I hit the end key. But yeah, I see the swordsman, processing mastery. But I think that is the other class. Swordsman.
적인 방식을 벗어나 플레이어가 선택한 방식대로 자유롭게 캐릭터를 발전시킬 수 있도록 설계되었습니다. 그 중심에는 제작과 강화가 있습니다. 채집의 과정을 통해 희귀한
Using life skills can gather rare materials and craft high tier equipment that directly impacts the player, the character's strength. I just wanted to look. Here's my concern. Korean MMO. I'm seeing a whole lot of stuff attached to crafting. Right now, I've only seen the one currency, so that's promising. But usually, crafting and upgrading gear, this is where Korean MMOs are going to get you. They have yet, at least I have not heard any mention of what the business, the monetization policy is going to be. So I'm always Cacao Games. I don't pay to win. I don't know. I'm just saying this is one of those things where if they're gonna do it, this is like one of the prime areas they look to insert monetization.
벗어나 플레이어가 선택한
I'm actively trying to look for maybe like a second currency, but I haven't seen anything like that yet. I would be interested in seeing the menu again, because I didn't even think about it to look for like a shop button.
방식대로 자유롭게 캐릭터를 발전시킬 수 있도록 설계되었습니다.
They should work on skins. I mean, I saw it. That looked pretty cool. But yeah, Calgate, yeah, they don't have the greatest track record, unfortunately.
중심에는 제작과 강화가 있습니다. 채집의 과정을 통해 희귀한 재료를 얻을수록 높은 등급의 장비를 제작할 수 있고, 이 과정에서 단순한 수치적인 상승을 넘어 플레이어가 직접 성장의 결과물을 만들어내는 성취감을 제공하도록 하였습니다. 강화 시스템의 전투, 탐험, 채집
Enhancements are powered by materials earned through various activities like combat, exploration. Okay, so it sounds like you're going into like the dungeons and all the puzzles and stuff like that. That gets you materials, and then you have to pop out and craft it. I like that loop. I think that loop makes it so you still have to engage with, you know, like the crafting and gathering systems. I like that. However, if there are loot drops in the dungeon, I wonder how they're going to measure up against like the higher end crafted stuff. Or do you want crafted stuff to be the end all be all? This is also like a really tough balancing act. I'm liking what I'm seeing though with like the stats here. I wonder what this is. Challenger. I'm trying to like ascertain what that is. I also see this fragment of transients. So this is either like something that's going to drop from one of these activities. It's not up here, so I don't think it's a currency. That was my first thought. Yeah, it says it seems to be like a crit rate increase. I'm wondering, like, is this like related to a title or? Yeah, this caught my eye. Like I see the flat crit rate, and it doesn't appear to increase here, but it increases under Challenger. Yeah, that's why it stood out to me. I'm liking the tiers. So tier 1's probably white, gray, tier 2 green, tier 3 blue, tier 4 purple, tier 5 gold, legendary, whatever you want to call it. Good stuff here. So it doesn't affect the flat crit rate. Yeah, at least that's what I'm picking up. And then even also, it looks like you raise the. There's like a limit on the amount of times you can upgrade as well. Strong scholars. And a lot to dissect here. Also, this is weird. In strength, what is this? A paladin build? The fuck?
등 다양한
Oop, more stuff. Different helm. Wait, this has 0 out of 15. Oh my god, I went back too far.
하였습니다. 강화 시스템의 전투,
Hurry up.
탐험,
4 looks like it can be upgraded 10
채집 등
times. 3 7 times, 5 15 times.
다양한 활동을 통해 강화 재료를 얻을 수 있어 플레이어의 다양한 플레이 스타일에 맞춘 성장이 가능합니다. 강화 실패에 대한 부담을 최소화했으며
also reduce
전투에서 성장이 막힐 때
So even when progression slows, there will be So even when progression slows, there will be another way to grow stronger. What do they mean by progression slows? That is alarming. With so many ways to obtain these materials, players can progress their character according to their playstyle. About the level progression?
강화 실패에
Okay. You're reading that with much more with much more charitability than me. I'm thinking like, oh, where we start to paywall you. But yeah, you're probably closer to correct than I am. I just listen. You gotta watch these. You gotta watch these Korean publishers, man. They'll get you. They'll sneak those microtransactions in there. All right.
대한 부담을 최소화했으며 전투에서 성장이 막힐 때 새로운 성장의 기회를 경험할 수 있습니다. 이 두
Okay.
시스템은 서로 긴밀히 연결되어
Crafting
있습니다.
enhancement systems deeply
전투 중심
connected.
플레이어는 보스전과 던전에서 재료를 얻어
Meanwhile, those who prefer non-combat route can still reach the highest level purely through crafting and gathering. This sounds based. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see.
성장할 수 있고 비전투 중심의 유저도 채집과 제작만으로 충분히 강한 캐릭터로 성장할 수 있습니다. 결국
There's, oh my God, we're gonna have Walmart guilds. I can't wait. That's a ESO reference, but bro, there's just gonna be these merchant guilds that are just crafting up the dopest shit all the time. They're gonna have whole ass corporations. It's gonna be phenomenal. You're being very observant. I like how they pay interest to everything. Listen, I'm starving for a new MMO, as I'm sure many of us are. So I'm just grasping at anything, just a little taste. I just want to know. Lineage 2 player, nice. Yeah, I played Lineage 2 way back in the day. Me and my buddies, we had each other's accounts. Like for people in the guild and everything, we had each other's accounts, and you just see us like 15 boxing, just like our character, a bunch of buff bots and stuff like that, and then going into like super duper rough territory, just trying to like grind XP. Jesus, old school Korean grind fest. Gotta love it.
크론 오디세이의 성장은 플레이어의 선택에 따라 결정되며 각자의 방식으로 자유롭고 깊이 있는 성장의 재미를 느낄 수 있습니다.
Progression is shaped by choice and experience. Chrono Odyssey's world map. Okay. There's no shot they give any real dates in this, right? We're not getting a real date. We know that the closed beta test is in June. They're not going to give us a date. There's no way. So this will probably all be like super vague stuff. But I appreciate it.
이번 1차 CBT는 크론 오디세이의 첫 번째 테스트입니다. 완성된 게임을 보여주려는 것이 아닙니다. 유저분들의 피드백을 적극 반영하면서 게임을 더욱 발전시키려는 과정입니다.
One of the core elements we're focusing on during this CBT period is improving the multiplayer experience.
Wait. Who is this guy? Who is it? Why is there this one random American? Who is this guy? He's popped up like 2 times in the video. What's up, bro?
An MMORPG should be all about playing together, and we want to make sure that's reflected in Chrono Odyssey. We'll be working on content density to make the world feel alive and continuing our effort.
Bro's a streamer. I see that C920 sitting there. The vertical monitor. He better be a goddamn programmer. Okay, I'm so tired of these. I've seen these streamers, bro, and they'll have the one vertical monitor. Okay, well, no, now that I just thought about it, I guess you could use it for chat. Okay. All right, I'll give him a pass. But this is stolen valor, okay? This is for the coders.
To make exploration more immersive and ensure there's a strong sense of discovery as you journey throughout the world. In Chrono Odyssey, there's no right or wrong way to progress. Whether you enjoy crafting, gathering, exploring, questing, or simply engaging in combat, the game is designed to reward you for playing your way.
저희는 크론 오디세이라는 세계를 전달하는 데 있어 MMORPG라는 틀이 가장 이상적이라고 생각하였습니다. 그렇기 때문에 계속되는 세상을 만들기 위해서 지속적으로 새로운 지역을 추가하고 시공간을 활용한 독창적인 콘텐츠들을 확장해 나갈 계획입니다. 시공간의 여행을 일반적으로 떠올렸을 때 생각되는 포탈을 통한 시간 이동이 아니라 미래와 현재를 실시간으로 넘나들며 퀘스트를 진행하는 방식을 연구하고 있습니다.
what does this mean? Where players can move between different timelines seamlessly? I can't wait to find out what this whole time switching, different timeline, multiverse, Doctor Strange ass shit that we're supposed to be doing in this game. Like the way they talk about this tech is like really getting me super hyped. And I know in my head, like the practical person in my brain is like, it's just like single player, like story shit, right? Like they didn't add like time flow mechanics in a multiplayer game. That's the practical brain talking, but there's still that little bit of artistic brain that wants to believe in something bigger than what we've seen in MMOs so many times. It wants me to believe that these guys have broken through the fourth dimension of video games, and I want to play that. But I know that's not what it is.
또한 기존 MMORPG처럼 한 지역이 끝나면 다음 지역이 열리는 게 아니라 유저의 행동에 따라 세계가 변화하고 새로운 탐험 요소가 자연스럽게 해동되는 구조를 만들려고 합니다. 우리는 크론 오디세이를 단순히 시스템적으로 확장하는 게임이 아닌 유저가 직접 세계를 변화시키고 그 안에서 살아가는 경험을 할 수 있도록 만들고자 했습니다. 크론 오디세이를 한번 출시하고 끝나는 게임으로 만들고 싶지 않았습니다. 게임을 개발하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 건 유저들과 함께 성장하는 게임을 만드는 것이었습니다. CBT에 참여하는 유저분들께
So everyone join the upcoming closed beta. There's one thing we'd like to say.
따라가지 마세요.
Don't just follow
Chrono
the quest
Odyssey
line.
isn't about moving from one objective to the next in a straight line. We want you to embrace the spirit of exploration. Share your discoveries with the community.
Bro, I'm like 70% sure that they added both of these pictures in post. Okay, wait, maybe this is on the screen. This video was added in post. He's not playing this on his thing.
And find your own way through this vast, mysterious world.
1차 CBT에서 여러분이 경험하게 될 내용은 크론 오디세이의 극히 일부입니다. 본편이 끝난 이후에도 새로운 이야기들이 계속 펼쳐질
The story will continue to unfold after launch with new regions, classes, and a wide range of content that expands the world and deep. This is what I was saying. I think there's going to be 3 classes in the closed beta. I don't think we're going to see the casters yet. They may be holding off. Maybe. We'll see. We'll find out soon. Couple weeks.
것이고 더 많은 리전과 클래스 그리고 탐험 요소들이 확장되며 게임의 세계는 점점 더 넓혀질.
Holy, look at how massive these structures are. Oh my goodness.
것입니다. 크론 오디세이 개발진들은 유저 여러분들이 만들어가는 여러분들만의 이야기를 기대하고 있습니다. 이번 CBT를 통해 받은 피드백을 적극 반영하며 지속적으로 게임을 발전시켜 나갈 계획입니다.
Our goal with Chrono Odyssey is to create a title that has broad global appeal, bringing players together from diverse backgrounds to share an immersive MMORPG experience.
I got so
크론
used
오디세이
to
세계에서 여러분들을
reading the
기다리고
subtitles.
있겠습니다. 많은 기대 부탁드립니다. 곧 만나 뵙겠습니다.
Did he really bow to the camera? There it is. There it is. June 2025. Make sure you go and request playtests on Steam. I wonder if it's only on Steam for the playtests. Obviously, it's releasing on all the things, but it looks like the playtest is only on Steam. Yes, only on Steam base. Also, if you guys are content creators, I think they opened their content creator program. I think the YouTube requirements seem to be a lot easier than the Twitch requirements. I think the Twitch requirements required like 50 average concurrent viewers, which if you got it, good on you. But yeah, make sure you check out the website and all that good stuff. Super excited for this one, man. I'm excited for this one, and I'm excited for Arcade Chronicles. Those I think are going to be the big MMOs to look forward to. But oh man, they both have people behind them that don't have the best track records. Okay, I gotta fix all this stuff. Let's move me back down here. Cacao Games. Yeah, trust me. I am aware. Cacao Games rough. Oh no, not the Gamble Alls. Not the Gamble Alls. And I'm pretty sure that's at like a 51% win rate. That's crazy. Y'all both just lost. I don't know how to do this. Here. Is it add points? Yeah. I literally couldn't figure it out. This is edit points. Usage, add points, all. 1,000. Oh, there it goes. Based. Okay. Remind me to never do this the way that I did it. Now I have to fix everything. Get rid of this. All right. Move this over here. Boom.
And his name is John C.
There you go, bud. Uh-huh. Uh-oh. Where's all my... There it is. Okay. We can close that. Bring this over. All right. Guys, thank you for coming through, hanging out. Appreciate you. Appreciate the follows too, guys. We are about to get into Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. Kind of a new indie title that just 1.0'd. I played this like early access way long time ago. And it was like it was horrible. It was a mess of a project. Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. It has since very much so improved and is now at its 1.0 state, and I'm ready to dive in. So this is basically a like dark fantasy Arthurian King Arthur mythos. YouTube. Hang on, I have to end you.